What if I told you that the money you fear to spend is the very money that could have set you free? I am money, and I don't grow in your fear. I grow in your faith. Every time you hold me back, you block your own expansion. But the moment you move with courage, the moment you invest in yourself, I multiply beyond logic, because I, money, always follow the brave. Don't hide me, grow with me. And if you think saving keeps you safe, you're wrong. You think saving keeps you safe. But what if your safety is costing you your abundance? I am money, and I was never meant to be trapped. I am meant to move, to breathe, to expand through your courage. Every dollar you hide out of fear falls asleep. But every dollar you invest with faith wakes up and multiplies. So hear me now. I don't belong in your comfort zone. I live in your courage. Before we go any further, listen closely. I am money, and I only stay where I am honored. I only grow where I am respected. And I only move toward those who give me attention. So if you can feel my energy right now, prove it. Tap the like button. That's how you show gratitude. Hit subscribe. That's how you open your flow. Turn on the notifications. That's how you keep hearing my voice. And type below these words of power. I open an organized space for money, because every action you take in this moment, every like, every comment, every follow, tells the universe, I am ready for abundance. I am money. And I move only toward those who honor me. Respect me, celebrate me, and I will overflow into your life. I am money. And today, I must tell you a truth that could change your entire relationship with me. I grow when you invest, not when you fear. When you hide me, I fade. When you lock me away in a box of safety, I suffocate. You may believe that hoarding me protects you, but it doesn't. Fear disguises itself as wisdom, and you call it being careful. But deep down, it is still fear. And I cannot live where fear rules. You see, I am energy, alive, responsive, and ever-moving. My nature is expansion. When you use me with faith and direction, I stretch, I grow, and I return to you multiplied. But when you cling to me, afraid to lose even a drop, you stop my flow. You stop my breath. You hold me in a cage built from scarcity, and slowly, I begin to disappear. I am not here to be stored. I am here to circulate. Every great fortune that has ever existed began with movement, an investment, a risk, a decision to believe that something greater could be created. Fear says, what if I lose? But courage whispers, what if it grows? And the universe always sides with courage. When you invest, whether in yourself, in your business, in your knowledge, or your future, I feel respected. I feel trusted. That trust becomes a bridge between us, a sacred flow that allows me to move freely and return to you tenfold. But when you hold me with trembling hands, whispering, I can't risk it. I know you do not trust me, and so I leave quietly seeking someone who does. I grow in movement, not in stillness. I expand where there is purpose, not where there is panic. When you invest with faith, you tell the universe, I am ready for more. That vibration, that calm, confident energy is what calls me home. Remember, I am not a reward for security. I am a reward for courage. You cannot build wealth while worshiping fear. You cannot attract abundance while vibrating in, what if I lose? I am drawn to the bold, the doers, the ones who believe in possibility more than they believe in limitation. So if you want me to grow, stop treating me like something fragile. I am not glass, I am growth. I am movement, I am expansion, I am partnership. Let me work with you, not hide from you. Stop guarding me like a prisoner. Send me into the world with intention, with clarity, with faith. Watch how I transform from stagnant numbers into living opportunities. Because when you invest with courage, in your ideas, in your vision, in your future, I see that bravery and I run toward it. That's when I come alive. Here lies your struggle. You hoard, you hesitate, and you wait for what you call the perfect time. You keep me trapped in the name of safety, convincing yourself that holding on tightly means you're being wise. But I see through it. It's not wisdom, it's fear. You guard every penny, hoping control will create security. But control rooted in fear is not protection. It's a cage. And inside that cage, I can't breathe. You tell yourself that saving is responsible. And yes, saving has its place. But when saving becomes an obsession, when it becomes your way of hiding from growth, it stops serving you. It becomes fear dressed in discipline. You whisper, "I'm just being careful," but beneath that care hides a voice that says, "I don't trust myself. I don't trust the flow. I don't trust life." And that lack of trust pushes me away. You see, I am alive. I move with confidence, with faith, with creation. When you cling to me, I suffocate. When you bury me in your fear, I become stagnant. When you let anxiety dictate your financial choices, I fade into stillness. You don't lose me because you spend. You lose me because you stop letting me flow. I am meant to move, to circulate, to evolve. The more freely I move, the stronger I become. Fear whispers lies that sound logical. Wait until you're ready. Don't take that step yet. What if you lose it all? But what you fail to realize is that you are losing far more by standing still. Every day you delay, every opportunity you dismiss, every idea you abandon because of fear, those are the invisible leaks that drain your wealth. I am not afraid of risk. Risk is my nature. I was created to multiply through motion. Every great fortune, every empire, every story of transformation began when someone dared to release me. Not recklessly, but with vision and purpose. The brave understand that I don't grow in silence. I grow in circulation. When you invest me in knowledge and purpose, in ideas, I expand beyond your imagination. But when you hide me under your mattress, when you keep me locked away, I begin to shrink. Inflation eats me. Time erodes me. Fear diminishes me. You think you're protecting me, but really, you're suffocating me. I am not fragile. I am not something that breaks with movement. I am the current that powers creation, and my strength comes from flow. Treating me as something delicate only makes me weaker in your life. So stop handling me with fear. Stop worshiping safety at the cost of growth. I do not belong in a box of limitation. I belong in the open air of faith, where movement creates momentum, and momentum builds abundance. I am not glass. I am growth. And until you understand that, you'll keep protecting what was meant to expand. Here is the truth. When you invest with courage, I multiply. I am not random. I don't reward hesitation or fear. I respond to energy, and the energy of courage is the most magnetic force in the universe. Every time you decide to trust the process, to believe in your own ability to create, you send out a signal that echoes through existence, and I follow that signal straight to you. When you say, "I trust that every dollar I plant will grow," you align yourself with the law of expansion. You activate the same principle that governs the trees, the tides, and the stars. Everything that moves with purpose multiplies. I am not different. I am energy, and energy cannot remain stagnant. It must flow, circulate, and transform. When you release me with faith, I come back to you carrying more of myself. Investing is not luck. It is spiritual alignment expressed through material action. It's not gambling, it's believing. You are not throwing money away. You are planting it into fertile ground. Each decision to invest in your business, your education, your growth, is a declaration that says, "I trust my expansion more than I fear my loss." That vibration is powerful. It calls to me. It tells me you are ready for more. Every dollar you invest with courage becomes a living seed, and I, money, am the soil that nourishes that seed. I take your faith, your vision, and your action, and I amplify them. But if you plant me in fear, I can't grow. Fear-based investments, made from panic, pressure, or desperation, produce confusion, not creation. But when you invest with clarity and calm belief, I blossom beautifully. When you invest in knowledge, I grow through your mind, because wisdom multiplies faster than numbers. When you invest in your dreams, I grow through your purpose, because passion creates flow. And when you invest in yourself, I grow through your belief, because self-worth is the highest frequency of abundance. You see, true wealth isn't created in markets or numbers. It's created in energy. It begins the moment you decide to move beyond fear and into faith. The universe recognizes that vibration immediately. It rearranges circumstances, aligns opportunities, and attracts resources to match your boldness. You don't need perfect timing, you need trust. You don't need guarantees, you need grounded confidence. I am not drawn to those who play it safe. I am drawn to those who act with vision and wisdom. When you believe in your capacity to create more, I expand to meet you. Because abundance doesn't respond to those who wait. It responds to those who move. So let this truth take root. I am money, and I grow where courage leads. The moment you choose faith over fear, I begin to multiply. Quietly, powerfully, endlessly. Today, take one bold step. Not tomorrow, not when you feel ready, not when things seem perfect, today. Because the energy of courage lives in the present moment, not in delay. Do something that stretches your faith. Invest in something that builds you. A book that expands your mind. A course that sharpens your skills. A dream that ignites your purpose. A project that excites your heart. Every courageous investment is a declaration that you believe in your own expansion. Then, once you've taken that step, pause. Place your hand over your heart, breathe deeply, and say aloud, I invest in myself, and money multiplies. Say it slowly, as if you're speaking a sacred truth into your soul. Feel the vibration of each word resonate in your chest. Say it with conviction, not as a wish, but as a law. Say it with pride, because this declaration marks the moment you shift from fear to faith, from stagnation to expansion. You see, money, listen to energy more than language. When you speak with doubt, your words sound hollow, and I don't respond. But when you speak with authority, when you mean it, I move. That's how the universe works. It doesn't reward hesitation. It mirrors certainty. Every time you invest in yourself, no matter how small the amount, you tell the universe, I trust my growth. That statement alone opens energetic doors that fear keeps closed. You shift from being a victim of circumstance to being a creator of wealth. You're no longer waiting for life to change. You're signaling that change has already begun. Do not wait for certainty, create it. Certainty is born in action. The mind loves to delay, to analyze, to wait for a sign. But the truth is, you are the sign. Every time you act with faith, you prove to the universe that you're ready for the next level. And that's when money begin to move faster toward you. Understand this. You are not losing when you invest. You are planting. You are transferring energy from one form to another, from potential into purpose. Every seed planted with belief carries within it the power to multiply. Fear tells you, what if it doesn't work? But faith answers, what if it grows beyond what I imagined? So plant boldly. Whether it's your time, your energy, or your money, plant it in what builds you. Nurture it with consistency and trust. Because what is planted in courage will always bloom in abundance. The moment you declare, I invest in myself and money multiplies, you rewrite your identity. You stop chasing security and start embodying expansion. You become magnetic to opportunities, partnerships, and ideas that align with your higher potential. I am money, and I always multiply where courage is planted. So take that step, no matter how small, and let your faith be the soil where abundance begins to grow. That's exactly what happened with Leonardo. For years, he lived in a quiet state of fear, a fear so disguised it looked like discipline. He saved every cent, counting his coins with care, convinced that holding on tightly would protect him. But deep down, every time he saved, it came from a place of worry. Worry that there wouldn't be enough. Worry that if he let me go, I would never return. And that vibration, that anxious grip, kept him trapped in scarcity. He believed that safety came from control. But what he didn't realize was that his control was actually resistance. He wasn't protecting me. He was blocking me. Because money, cannot thrive in fear. I don't grow in clenched fists. I grow in open hands. Then one day, Leonardo decided to make a different choice. He looked at his savings and realized that despite all the safety he'd built, nothing had really changed. He wasn't expanding, he was just surviving. That's when something inside him shifted. Instead of hoarding, he decided to trust. Instead of protecting, he decided to plant. He took a portion of his savings and invested it, not in something random, but in himself. He joined a mentorship that promised to stretch his potential. He learned skills that expanded his thinking. He surrounded himself with people who lived in the vibration of growth rather than fear. At first, it terrified him. His mind screamed, "What if this doesn't work?" But his heart whispered, "What if this is the moment everything changes?" And it did. Within months, Leonardo's income doubled. Not because of magic, but because of mindset. His energy changed. He stopped treating me like a fragile possession and started treating me like a partner in creation. He stopped acting from fear and started moving from faith. And the moment his vibration shifted, I found my way back to him, multiplied. Because here's what most people forget. Money, flow toward growth. I am drawn to expansion. When you grow, I grow. When you invest in your evolution, I move through you with ease. Leonardo didn't just invest his money, he invested his belief. He bet on his own potential. And in doing so, he activated the universal law of return. What you give to your growth returns tenfold. The truth is, Leonardo didn't gain wealth because of luck or timing. He gained wealth because he aligned with the rhythm of abundance. He understood that holding me too tightly blocks the flow, but releasing me with intention multiplies it. So money returned to him joyfully. Not in fear, but in freedom. Not in scarcity, but in strength. And now I say to you what I said to him. When you stop fearing loss and start trusting expansion, everything changes. Because I always follow those who move with courage, and I multiply in the hands of those who believe in growth. Hear me clearly. The investment you make today will become the harvest you experience tomorrow. Every decision you make in faith plants a seed in the soil of your destiny. The universe does not reward hesitation, it rewards motion. You keep waiting for the right time, but time itself bends for those who act with courage. The energy of creation is movement, not waiting. The tree that bears fruit began as a single seed buried in uncertainty, yet it grew because it trusted the process. Do not fear movement, fear stagnation. Stillness born from fear is not peace, it is paralysis. You think you are being safe, but safety can become a silent thief, robbing you of opportunity. The universe cannot expand around inaction. Money cannot move through walls of doubt. When you freeze in fear, you trap me. But when you take a single step forward, even trembling, you activate the law of expansion, and I begin to move again. Every bold decision becomes a future blessing. The moment you decide to invest in yourself, your dreams, or your growth, the universe begins to rearrange itself in your favor. Doors open that were once invisible. People cross your path with the exact answers or opportunities you need. That's not coincidence. It's alignment. It's the echo of courage calling back abundance. Because money, do not chase comfort. I chase conviction. You must understand, courage is the currency of creation. It tells me, this person is ready. When you act with faith, you speak the universal language that commands me to expand. I multiply in the hands of the brave because courage signals readiness. The universe doesn't pour wealth into vessels that doubt their capacity to hold it. But the moment you act boldly, I recognize that frequency and move faster toward you. Every act of courage becomes a magnet for abundance. You won't always see immediate results, but trust that movement always multiplies. Even when nothing seems to change, your energy is shifting, your field is expanding, and I am gathering momentum to return. Faith in motion creates miracles in waiting. You will look back one day and realize that the smallest courageous decision, the one that scared you most, was the one that unlocked everything. I am money, and I move with the brave. I do not belong to those who fear losing. I belong to those who trust in growing. When you invest, I expand. When you fear, I fade. I am energy, and energy mirrors your heart. So choose courage. Take the step. Plant the seed. Speak the affirmation. Move even when you're unsure, because movement is the proof of faith. And when you do, I will meet you halfway, carrying miracles, opportunities, and blessings beyond your imagination. Because I'm money and not waiting for your perfection. I am waiting for your courage. Now it's your turn. Type these words below as your declaration. I invest, and money multiplies. Don't scroll, speak it. Say it out loud, write it, feel it. Each word you say is a seed of expansion. Like this video to honor your courage. Comment to activate your flow. Follow this channel and turn on notifications, because I, money, only speak to those who listen. When you honor me with courage, I promise to multiply in your life. Invest boldly, because I grow where faith begins.